Chapter 6, Waves and Optics, in which we have unit first, which mainly deals with the waves and its associated properties and associated concepts. Then in unit second, we will study sound and acoustics of buildings, then viscosity and low pressure physics or physics of low pressure. So firstly, we will start with unit second, in which we have sound and acoustics of buildings. So we will start with unit second, in which first chapter is sound and acoustics of buildings. So in this chapter we will mainly consider sound and its associated concepts like its intensity, its measurement, their units, and acoustics of buildings. That means use of sound, use of acoustics in construction of buildings. There. So what is sound? Firstly, what is sound? We all know they are vibrations. They are vibrations of any physical matter. Okay. Then secondly, we can make so many definitions, like we know there are pressure variations. Pressure variations. And if you want another definition, so they are mechanical waves in physics. They are mechanical waves. So what are mechanical waves? Mechanical waves requires medium for their transfer. Requires medium for their transfer. And we also have non-mechanical waves. Non-mechanical waves. For example, electromagnetic wave or electromagnetic radiation, which is only non-mechanical wave, which do not require a medium for its transfer. Then we will come to our part, mechanical waves, which is sound wave. Mechanical wave, for example, we have so many examples. Sound wave. Second, water wave. Water wave. Like so many are there. Now this is about sound. Then we will see what is acoustics. Acoustics is a branch of physics which deals with the study of sound, mainly its production of sound. Production by what? Production by some instruments or some matter, you can say. So for example, you can take musical instruments for production of sound. Then transfer through various mediums. We have solid, liquid, gas, liquid, gas. So they transfer through this medium, hence we call them mechanical waves. And reception. Reception means the reception by human ear. Okay. So this is all about the introduction of our first chapter. Now we will see in details the first point in our syllabus, transducers. So what are transducers? So we have sound. Sound is what? It is a mechanical wave. Mechanical wave. So it is for wave. Wave is what? Wave is a form of energy, or we can say wave transfers energy from one place to another. So it is a form of energy. So what are transducers? Transducers actually convert one form of energy into another form of energy. Okay. So these are the transducers. So they sense the raw energy, they sense the physical form of any physical quantity, the first form, and then convert them into another. They can also do it its opposite. Okay, so they are transducers. For example, sound, in sound, for the purpose of sound, we can say microphone. Microphone. It is a one type of transducer. Also loudspeaker. Loudspeaker. It is also a transducer. Microphone converts sound into electrical signal, and loudspeaker converts electrical signal into sound. So these are what? Transducers. Okay. Now there are two types of transducers. First is, I will write here, active transducers. Active transducers. And second, passive transducers. So what are active transducers? First, they do not require external power supply. External power supply. So active transducers do not require external power supply. That is first. Second, their output is in terms of voltage or current, which are directly useful for us. So, and third, their output is proportional to input. That means how much input we are giving, we will get a convenient output from these transducers. For example, so what are the examples of active transducers? First, thermocouple. Thermocouple is the best example. So what is thermocouple? Thermocouple is a junction of two dissimilar metal wires. Okay, dissimilar metal, they are different. Okay, this metal is different, this metal is different. Now, if you cool this end and kept these two ends as a hot, then you will see an EMF. That means potential difference of voltage, you can say, is generated across this thermocouple. Okay, that means temperature is converted into voltage, or voltage. Secondly, this is thermocouple. A junction of dissimilar metals converts temperature into EMF without any external power supply. Next one. Piezoelectric pickup. Piezoelectric pickup. This is device which uses quartz crystal. We all know what is piezoelectric effect. If you apply force on a quartz crystal, it will generate electric signal along its optical axis. So this is what piezoelectric effect. So this device uses this effect and converts force into electric current or electric signal. Now, third one, photovoltaic cell. Today we will see only transducers and their characteristics. Photovoltaic cell. So what is photovoltaic cell? We all know it is a semiconductor device. So it is a semiconductor. So what happens when light falls on this semiconductor, on this photovoltaic cell, it generates electric current. So this is also a example of active transducer. Okay. Now we will see passive transducers. Second one, passive. So what is the difference between active transducers and passive transducers? Active transducers don't require external power supply, but passive transducers do. So they do require external power supply for their operation. Output is not in terms of, generally it is not in terms of voltage or current. It is in terms of capacitance or inductance or resistance. Okay, so many are. So, and third one, output is not proportional to, in passive transducers, in terms of passive transducers, output is not proportional to the input. It is very low. It is very weak signal. Okay, so we need external power supply. So these are passive transducers. So we will see example of them. So example, first, thermistor. First is thermistor. So what thermistor do? Thermistor is a device which converts change in temperature into, Okay. So thermistor is a device which converts change in temperature, which senses the change in temperature and converts it into resistance. So it is not a direct quantity like voltage and current in case of active transducers. In passive transducers, it is in terms of resistance. For example, let's take second one, variable capacitance pressure gauge. Variable, so second one is variable capacitance. By the name, you must have observed that it is converting some quantity into capacitance. Okay. So variable capacitance pressure gauge. So what it does already. What it do generally? Variable capacitance pressure gauge. It converts force into capacitance. So how it works? It is mainly consists of capacitor plates, and when you apply force on these capacitor plates, their distance decreases or increases. Okay, so their capacitance changes. That means this force is converted into capacitance. Change in force is change in capacitance. So this is another example of passive transducer. Now, third one is inductance transducer. This device uses inductance. This device converts. Okay, I will explain this device mechanism. Consider a transformer. These are its primary windings. Then these are secondary windings. For this, we need two windings. Okay, and we place a rod inside this. Okay, inside these secondary windings, a iron rod or magnetic core. For this, what happens when you move this rod? This EMF in this I have to show like this. Now the EMF generated across these two coils changes. So as the EMF changes, inductance also changes. So the displacement of this rod is converted into what? Inductance, right? Inductance. So as you move this rod back and forth, the inductance between these two secondary coils changes. This is generally this is general application in transformer. Okay. Now we will see some characteristics of transducers. We have seen transducers, active transducers, passive transducers. Now, characteristics of transducer. Okay. So first, it should be small and its weight must be low. Small size and weight. Second, low cost. Low cost. Third one, high sensitivity. High sensitivity. That means even if it's small change in the physical quantity, it should have responded to that quantity. So you can say here small change. Even if a small change occurs in a physical quantity, it should have sensed by the transducer. That one is ideal transducer. Now fourth one, fidelity. Fourth one is what? Fidelity. It should respond linearly. It should respond linearly. What is fidelity? It should respond linearly throughout all frequencies. All frequencies. So that is fidelity. That means at lower frequencies, as it is behaving, it should behave at higher frequencies. So this is another characteristic of transducer. Now fifth one, range. So this is easy. Range means it should cover most of the range, wide range. Its range must be large. Okay, from low frequencies to higher frequencies. Okay, that. 6. Accuracy. Now, why accuracy comes here? If a physical quantity is changing rapidly, okay, it is coming low, going high. So this rapidness. This rapidness must be accurately calculated by this, or accurately sensed by this transducer. That means rapid change must be sensed. Then last one, 7, directivity. That means if a physical quantity is coming from all the directions, it should respond to the every direction and collect all the information from each and every direction. So that was characteristics of transducers. So I will provide notes for this lecture. Thank you.